Welcome to Dashcam NAV. Every second on the road counts, and just one moment of carelessness can change everything. Here, we bring you real, raw, and unbelievable dashcam footage from heart-stopping near misses to shocking crashes. Each clip is a powerful reminder of how fast things can go wrong and the valuable lessons we can learn. Buckle up, stay alert, and let's dive into the wild world of the unexpected. Hey folks, welcome back to Dashcam NAV, the channel where reality hits hard and lessons hit even harder. Today's episode, we're diving headfirst into some of the dumbest, most reckless driving decisions ever caught on camera. And trust me, these aren't just little oopsies. We're talking full-blown disasters, the kind that make you shout, "What was that guy thinking?" But this isn't just about watching cars crash and burn. No, we break it down. We talk about what went wrong, why it happened, and how you can avoid ending up in one of these compilations. From red light runners who treat stop signals like friendly suggestions, to lane weavers playing Frogger at 80 miles per hour, and distracted drivers with one hand on the wheel and the other on a cheeseburger, TikTok, or worse, a text message. We're covering it all, and trust me, it gets wild. So do yourself a favor. Buckle up. Lock in. Because what you're about to see is not just entertainment, it's education. The roads don't give second chances, and these dash cams, they don't lie. By the end of this video, you're not just gonna shake your head, you're gonna drive smarter, safer, and maybe even save a life. Ready to see some instant karma, dumb decisions, and critical lessons behind the wheel? Let's roll into the madness. Dashcam NAV starts now. 1. The lane swapper from hell. Alright, here we go, buckle up, folks. Picture this, you're cruising the freeway, traffic flowing smooth, the sun's shining, and everything seems normal. Suddenly, out of nowhere, bam! A car swerves across not one, not two, but 3 lanes without so much as a blinker. No warning, no signal, no care in the world, just a reckless dive right into another vehicle. Now, ask yourself, what was this driver thinking? The honest truth? They weren't thinking at all. This, my friends, is what we call lane surfing stupidity. It's not just inconsiderate, it's downright dangerous and potentially lethal. Let's break it down. First, the blinker. Blinkers are not suggestions, they're not optional decorations on your car. They're your voice on the road, your way of saying, "Hey, heads up. I'm moving over." When a driver doesn't use their blinker, they're basically going silent and invisible, leaving everyone else in the dark, scrambling to react. Second, the mirrors. Every driver has side mirrors and a rear view mirror for a reason. And then there's the blind spot, that sneaky spot you can't see with just your mirrors, so you have to physically turn your head to check. This driver, they skipped it all. No mirror check, no blind spot glance, zero awareness of what's right next to them. Third, the timing. Changing lanes isn't like a video game move where you can instantly teleport to another lane. This is real life, where cars are traveling at 60, 70, or even 80 miles per hour. At those speeds, every move counts. There's no room for snap decisions or rushing. You have to wait for a safe gap and then make your move. What happens when you don't? You create chaos. Other drivers slam on their brakes, swerve to avoid a collision, and suddenly, one reckless move can trigger a multi-car pileup. This lane swapping nightmare? It's not just a random bad decision. It's a perfect storm of neglecting basic safety rules and putting everyone around in harm's way. So what's the lesson here? Changing lanes is not a game. It's a real-world risk that demands respect and responsibility. Always use your signals, your blinkers are your lifeline to other drivers. Always check your mirrors and don't forget your blind spots. Be fully aware before you move. And above all, take your time. Rushing or forcing your way into traffic is a recipe for disaster. Remember, every driver out there expects the roads to be safe and predictable. When you ignore the rules, you're gambling with lives, maybe your own, maybe someone else's. So next time you're behind the wheel, think twice before that quick lane swap. Signal, look, and move when it's safe. Stay smart out there. 2. Red light roulette. Alright, everyone, buckle up, because this next clip is straight out of a bad driver's handbook. Picture this, a busy intersection, the kind of crossroads where dozens of cars, buses, and pedestrians are all trying to get through safely. The light changes, and just as traffic begins moving legally and cautiously, here comes Mr. I am late for nothing that matters barreling through the red light at a reckless 60 miles per hour. Now, let's get one thing straight, that's not bravery. That's not a bold move or some kind of heroic last-minute dash. No, what you're witnessing is pure, unfiltered idiocy, a dangerous game of roulette where the stakes are lives. Intersections are the number one spot on the road where serious crashes happen. Because so many different directions of traffic converge there, the risk of collisions skyrockets. And when a driver blows through a red light like this, they're playing with fire. Imagine the consequences: 1 second's difference, one tiny delay, and instead of crossing safely, they cause a brutal T-bone collision, the kind that can destroy vehicles and claim lives in an instant. The thing is, this situation is completely preventable. Let's talk about the rules of the road that some folks seem to forget. Yellow light? That's your warning. It means slow down. It means prepare to stop, because the light is about to turn red. It does not mean speed up and try to beat the light. Yet, so many drivers see the yellow as their green light for reckless acceleration, like it's their last chance to make it through before the stop. Red light? That means stop. Full stop. No exceptions. It's not a suggestion, and it's certainly not a challenge. It's the most basic rule of intersection safety. So why do some drivers risk it all and run the red light? Sometimes it's impatience, sometimes distraction, sometimes sheer arrogance, the belief they're invincible or that they're somehow above the law. But the truth? Those moments of risk aren't worth a lifetime of regret. For you out there behind the wheel, here's a simple but crucial tip: respect the lights. When it turns yellow, ease off the gas and prepare to stop. When it turns red, stop completely and wait your turn. There's no glory in running a red, only danger. Remember, intersections aren't just about vehicles, they're where pedestrians cross, where cyclists merge, where everything is moving at once. Your decision to obey the signals can prevent tragedy. So next time you approach a busy intersection, think about this dashcam footage. That reckless red light runner was lucky this time, but luck runs out. Don't be the reason someone's life changes forever. Drive smart. Drive safe. Because at the end of the day, no appointment or deadline is worth risking a life. Alright, stay tuned, we've got more jaw-dropping dashcam moments coming up. But for now, keep your eyes on the lights and your foot off the gas when it's time to stop. 3 blind spot disaster. Alright, folks, buckle up because this next clip hits close to home for a lot of us, especially those who share the road with big trucks and motorcycles. Picture this, a motorcycle trying to pass a semi-truck, on the right side. Yeah, that's a huge red flag right there. Why? Because they're diving straight into the truck's blind spot, the no-go zone where truck drivers simply can't see you. And here's where things get scary real quick. Seconds later, the semi-truck begins to change lanes, and guess what happens? The rider, invisible to the truck driver, is caught completely off guard. This is what we call invisible riding. Motorcycles are already a challenge to spot on the road. Their size makes them easy to overlook, especially when you're focused on larger vehicles or scanning for other cars. Now add in the blind spot of a massive semi-truck, a space so big it can hide an entire motorcycle, and you're practically ghosted from the truck driver's view. So, riders, here's the crucial message: if you can't see the truck driver's mirrors, guess what? They can't see you. That's the golden rule when riding near big rigs. What does this mean in practical terms? Simple. Never ride next to a big rig if you can avoid it. It's a danger zone that can turn deadly in the blink of an eye. Instead, either get past the truck quickly or hang way back behind it. Giving yourself that extra space is what keeps you safe. Truck drivers have a lot to manage: massive blind spots, long stopping distances, and limited maneuverability. They can't see everything around them, and it's up to us as riders and drivers to stay out of those danger zones. Now, let's be real, the road is a shared space. Motorcycles, trucks, cars, everyone has to coexist safely. But that means understanding the unique risks each vehicle faces. For motorcycles, the blind spot disaster is one of the biggest threats. For truck drivers watching this, remember, always check your mirrors carefully, use your signals well in advance, and try to keep an eye out for any vehicles that might be lurking in your blind spots. And for riders, practice defensive riding. Stay visible, avoid riding alongside big rigs, and never assume a truck driver knows where you are. Being proactive could save your life. In the end, it's about respect. Respect for other vehicles, respect for the rules, and respect for the fact that everyone on the road deserves to get home safely. So remember this clip the next time you're near a big rig or motorcycle. Invisible riding is a recipe for disaster, and none of us want to be a part of that. Stay alert. Stay safe. And always be aware of those blind spots. For texting into traffic. Alright, everyone, get ready, because this next one is a textbook example of what not to do behind the wheel. You're cruising down the road, and suddenly a car starts to drift, just a little at first, swerving gently and slowly. But then, before you know it, it crosses right over the center line, heading straight for an oncoming vehicle. Bam! A head-on collision. What caused this near disaster? The driver was staring at their phone. Yep, texting. Let me say this loud and clear, texting while driving is drunk driving with thumbs. And it's just as dangerous, just as deadly. When you're texting behind the wheel, your focus is split, your eyes aren't on the road, your hands aren't fully on the wheel, and your brain is distracted. That combination? It's a recipe for disaster. You might think, oh, I'm just sending a quick message. I'm a good multitasker. But here's the cold, hard truth, there is no multitasking when it comes to driving. Not when lives are on the line. Every second your eyes leave the road, your chances of causing an accident skyrocket. Texting takes your eyes off the road for about 5 seconds on average, which at 55 miles per hour is like driving the length of a football field blindfolded. And it's not just your life at risk. You're endangering everyone around you, passengers, other drivers, pedestrians. You're gambling with innocent people's lives. Here's the rule, simple but absolute, if you're behind the wheel, put the phone down. That text? It can wait. That call? It can wait. But your life? It won't wait. Think about this, every time you pull out your phone while driving, you're playing Russian roulette. The stakes? Your life or someone else's. And the odds are never in your favor. So next time you feel the urge to check your phone behind the wheel, remember this dashcam footage. Remember the devastating consequences of that moment's distraction. Instead, use tech wisely, turn on, do not disturb, put your phone in the glove box, or better yet, set it to auto-reply while you're driving. No message is worth a life. Driving demands your full attention. Your hands, your eyes, your brain, all on the road. That's how you protect yourself and others. So be smart. Be safe. Don't text and drive. Because when it comes to staying alive, no message is worth risking everything. 5 drunk, dumb, and deadly. Alright, everyone, buckle up because this next clip is a harsh wake-up call about the deadly consequences of drunk driving. Picture this, it's nighttime, and a sedan is weaving erratically across the lanes, swerving in and out like it's got no clue where it's going. The driver blows through stop signs like they're invisible, almost hitting pedestrians trying to cross the street. The danger is real, the recklessness is off the charts, until finally, bam! The car crashes head-on into a light pole, coming to a violent stop. Now, here's the kicker, the driver? Completely hammered. Blood alcohol level well over the legal limit. This isn't just poor judgment, it's a recipe for disaster, a disaster that almost certainly could have ended in tragedy. This isn't just drunk driving. No, this is vehicular homicide waiting to happen. Let me be clear, getting behind the wheel after drinking is playing with fire, not just your own life, but everyone else's on the road. You become a moving weapon, a danger to pedestrians, other drivers, passengers, innocent people who never asked to be part of this nightmare. And it's not just about legal consequences or fines. This is about human lives. Friends, family, strangers, all at risk because of a decision made in a split second. So here's the reminder we all need to hear, loud and clear, don't drink and drive. Ever. If you've been drinking, even if you think you're buzzed, do the responsible thing. Take a cab, call a friend, use a rideshare, walk home if you have to, or simply sleep it off. There is no excuse that justifies risking lives on the road. Because here's the truth, no destination, no party, no event is worth the cost of a life. You're not just gambling with your own fate, you're gambling with the lives of everyone around you. This clip shows exactly how quickly things can go from reckless to deadly. One wrong turn, one delayed reaction, one miscalculation, and boom. A life is changed forever. Or worse, taken away. So when you think about getting behind the wheel after drinking, remember this footage. Remember the nearly catastrophic crash, the close calls, the shattered lives that could have been lost. Make the smart choice. Be the driver who puts safety first. Because drunk, dumb, and deadly doesn't have to be your story. Choose life. Choose responsibility. Drive sober, stay safe. 6. Park like a problem. Alright folks, next up we've got something that might not seem as dramatic as a speeding crash or a head-on collision, but trust me, it's just as dangerous in its own way. Check this out, a car is parked, but not just anywhere. It's stopped dead in the worst possible spot, right in front of a T intersection. Now picture the next vehicle coming from the side street, trying to make a safe turn. But what happens? Wham! They slam into the car because their view was completely blocked. This is not just bad parking, this is a hazard creation. You see, a poorly parked car is like a moving obstacle course. It can block the view of oncoming traffic, obscure road signs, and most dangerously, it can block lives. Imagine the driver coming from the side street, they're counting on seeing traffic before they pull out, but that parked car is a giant blind spot, hiding danger right in plain sight. This isn't just inconvenient, it's potentially catastrophic. Now, I get it. Sometimes we park, just for a minute. Maybe you're running into the store, or dropping someone off quickly. But here's the deal, a 2-minute convenience should never cause a lifelong injury for someone else. Parking isn't just about convenience. It's about responsibility. It's about thinking ahead. Rule of thumb: park where you're allowed, and stay off blind corners. That means no parking near intersections, no blocking crosswalks, no squeezing into spots that make it impossible for others to see or be seen. These rules exist for a reason. They keep traffic flowing smoothly and, more importantly, keep people safe. If you park irresponsibly, you're not just risking a ticket or a fine, you're risking a crash, an injury, or worse. Every day, people get hurt or killed because someone decided their convenience was more important than safety. So next time you reach for that wheel to park, take a second. Ask yourself, is this spot safe? Is it legal? Can other drivers and pedestrians see clearly around me? If the answer is no, then keep driving. Find a better spot. Remember, good parking isn't just about where you stop, it's about making the roads safer for everyone. Don't be the reason someone can't see around the corner. Don't be the reason someone's day turns tragic. Be responsible. Park smart. Stay safe. Because when it comes to safety, every choice matters. 7. You turn to tragedy. Alright folks, here's one that really hits home. A moment of split-second poor judgment that leads straight to disaster. Picture this, a busy road, double yellow lines, those clear markers telling you no U-turn. But that doesn't stop one driver from deciding they can just make the turn anyway. No checking traffic, no waiting for a safe gap, just a reckless move to save time or avoid going the extra mile. And what happens next? An oncoming truck, barreling down the road, has zero chance to react. The car gets obliterated in a brutal collision. This is what we call a deadly misjudgment. U-turns are one of those maneuvers that require respect and caution. They're not just about flipping your car around, they're about reading the road, knowing the rules, and putting safety first. First and foremost, U-turns should only be made where signs and safety allow. No cutting corners, no shortcuts on busy roads. If there's a double yellow line, that means no U-turn. Period. Ignoring these rules isn't just illegal, it's dangerous. You're putting your life and everyone else's on the line. Here's the simple rule to live by: if you're not sure you can make the turn safely, don't make it. Instead, pull over, find a safe place, or take a longer route. Yes, it might be inconvenient. Yes, it might take a few extra minutes. But guess what? Those few extra minutes could save your life, or someone else's. We often hear, better late than never. Well, in driving, it's actually better late than gone forever. Every time you think about cutting a risky U-turn, remember this footage. Remember the consequences of one bad decision. The roads aren't a place for impatience or shortcuts. They demand respect, focus, and patience. Because when you disregard rules like the double yellow line, you're not just breaking the law, you're risking turning your trip into a tragedy. So let this be a warning: don't gamble with U-turns. Play it safe. Follow the rules. Respect the road. Drive smart. Drive safe. And if you're ever in doubt, take the longer way around. It's not just a detour, it's a lifeline. Stay with us as we take a closer look at more dangerous mistakes and poor judgment behind the wheel moments that turned routine drives into real disasters. final message. We've just gone through 8 real-life incidents, 8 completely avoidable disasters, all captured on Dashcam for us to learn from. And what's the common thread? It's the same every time: bad decisions, careless moments, pure stupidity behind the wheel. Here's the hard truth: driving isn't a right, it's a responsibility. You're in control of a powerful machine that can take lives in seconds. So it deserves your full respect and attention. That means no speeding to save a minute, no swerving recklessly through traffic, no texting behind the wheel, and absolutely no drinking and driving. Every single one of those choices can be deadly. So next time you feel tempted to take those risks, remember what you just saw. Remember those crashes. Remember the people whose lives were changed forever, or lost, in an instant. Be the driver who gets home safe. Be the reason someone else gets home safe. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about you. It's about every family, every friend, every stranger sharing the road. This is Dashcam NAV, bringing you real stories so you can make real changes. If you learned something today, hit that subscribe button. Drop a comment below, we want to hear your thoughts or your own close calls. And do everyone a favor, share this video with someone who needs a wake-up call. Stay smart. Drive safe. We'll see you in the next ride.